Hey, what's up you guys? It's Dorothy and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to go into chapter 25 of One of Us is Lying, part 1, because, there's always multiple parts to this book. But, just a quick recap. In the last video, we just found out that Nate was arrested. Don't like that. Don't like that at all, but, we're going to keep going and see how this is going to pan out. This video may contain sensitive topics and foul language. If you do not wish to continue, please click off of the video now. You have been warned. Browen, Saturday, November 3rd, 10:17 a.m. This time I do drop my nano. It slips from my hand and thuds softly onto our rug as I watch one of the police officers flanking Nate open the cruiser door and push him in, not very gently, into the back seat. The scene cuts to a reporter standing outdoors brushing with wide-span dark hair off of her face. Bayview police refuse to comment other than to say that new evidence provides probable cause to charge Nate McCauley, the only one of the Bayview Four with a criminal record, with Simon Keller's murder. Will continue to provide updates as the story unfolds. I'm Liz Rosen, reporting for Channel 7 News. Maeve stands next to me, the remote in her hand. I pluck at her sleeve. Can you rewind to the beginning, please? She does, and I study Nate's face in the looping video. His expression is blank, almost bored, as though he's been talked into going to a party and that doesn't interest him. I know that look. It's the same one he got when I mentioned Until Proven at the mall. He's shutting down and putting up defenses. There's no trace of the boy I know from the phone where our motorcycle rides are my media room, or the one I remember from grade school. His St. Louis tie askew as his shirt untucked, leading his sobbing mother down the hallway with a fierce look that dared any of us to laugh. I still believe that Nate's the real one. Whatever the police think or found doesn't change that. My parents aren't home. I grab my phone and call my lawyer, Robin, who doesn't answer. I leave her such a long, rambling message that her voicemail cuts me off, and I hang up feeling helpless. Robin's my only hope for getting information, but she won't consider this an emergency. It's a problem for Nate's future lawyer, not her. That thought makes me even more panicked. What's an overworked public defender who's never met Nate going to be able to do? My eyes dart around the room and meet Maeve's troubled gaze. Do you think he might have? No, I say forcefully. Come on, Maeve. You've seen how screwed up this investigation is. They thought I did it for a while. They're wrong. I'm positive they're wrong. I wonder what they found, though, Maeve says. You'd think they'd be pretty careful about all of the bad press they got this week. I don't answer. For once in my life, I have no idea what to do. My brain's empty of everything except a churning anxiety. Channel 7 has given up pretending they know anything new, and they're still replaying snippets about the investigation to date. There's footage from Mike Hellpower's investigations, Addie in her pixie haircut, giving whoever's filming her a defiant finger, a Bayview Police Department spokesperson, Eli Kleinfetter, of course. I grab my phone and search for Eli's name. He gave me his cell the last time we spoke and told me to call anytime. I hope he meant it. He answers on the first ring. Eli Kleinfetter. Eli, it's Browen Rojas from... Of course. Hi, Browen. I take it you're watching the news? What do you make of it? They're wrong. I stare at the television while Maeve stares at me, dreads creeping through me like a fast-growing vine, squeezing my heart and lungs so hard I can't breathe. Eli, Nate needs a better lawyer than whatever random public defender they'll assign him. He needs somebody who gives a crap and knows what they're doing. I think he needs you. Would you consider taking his case? Eli doesn't answer straight away, and when he does, his voice is cautious. Browen, you know I'm interested in this case, and I sympathize with all of you. You've gotten a shit deal, and I'm sure this arrest is more of the same, but I've got an impossible workload, and it is, please, I interrupt, and the words tumble out of me. I tell Eli about Nate's parents and how he's practically raised himself since he was in 5th grade. I tell him every awful, heart-wrenching story Nate's ever told me, or that I witnessed or guessed. Nate would have it. Nate would hate it, but I've never believed anything more strongly than I believe he needs Eli to stay out of jail. All right, Eli sighs finally. I get it, I really do. Are either of the parents in any shape to talk? I'll make time for a consult and give them some ideas for resources. That's all I can do. It's not enough, but it's something. Yes, I say with a brazen face, fake confidence. Nate talked to his mother 2 days ago and she was holding on, but I have no idea what effect today's news might have on her. I'll talk to Nate's mom. When can we meet? 10 tomorrow, our offices. Maeve's still watching me when I hang up. Browen, what are you doing? I snatch the keys to the Volvo from the kitchen island. I need to find Mrs. McCauley. Maeve bites her lips. Browen, you can't run this like it's student council. She's right. I need help. Will you come, please? She debates for half a minute, her amber eyes steady on mine. All right. My phone almost slips out of my sweaty palm as we head for the car. I must have gotten a dozen calls and texts while I was talking with Eli. My parents, my friends, a bunch of numbers I don't recognize that probably belong to reporters. I have 4 messages from Addie, all some variation of "did you see" and "what the fuck?" Are you telling Mom and Dad about this? Maeve asks as I back out of the driveway. What's this, Nate's arrest? I'm pretty sure they're in the loop on that. This legal coordination you're doing? Do you disapprove? Not disapprove exactly, but you're flying off the handle before you even know what the police found. It could be cut and dried. I know you really like him, but isn't it possible he did this? No, I say shortly. And yes, I'll tell Mom and Dad I'm not doing anything wrong, just trying to help a friend. My voice sticks on the last word and we drive in silence until we reach Motel 6. I'm relieved when the front desk clerk tells me Mrs. McCauley still checked in, but she doesn't answer the phone in her room, which is a good sign. Hopefully she's wherever Nate is. I leave a note with my phone number and try to overdo the underlines and capital letters. Maeve takes our driving responsibilities on the ride home while I call Addie. What the hell, she says when she picks up. A vise gripping my chest loosens at disbelief in her voice. First they think it's all of us, then it's musical chairs till they finally land on Nate, I guess. Anything new, I ask? I've been away from screens for half an hour, but there's nothing. The police are being tight-lipped about whatever they found. Addie's lawyer doesn't have a clue what's happening. You want to hang out tonight, she asks. You must be going nuts. My mom and her boyfriend have plans, so Ashton and I are making pizza. Bring Maeve, we'll have a sister's night. Maybe, if things aren't too out of control, I say gratefully. Maeve turns into our street and my heart sinks when I spy the line of white news vans in front of our house. It looks like Univision and Telemundo have joined the fray, which is seriously going to piss off my dad. He can never get them to cover anything positive about his company, but they show up for this. We'll pull into the driveway behind my parents' cars, and as soon as I open my door, half of a dozen microphones are in my face. I push past them and meet Maeve in the front of the car, grabbing her hand as we weave through the cameras and the flashing lights. Most of the reporters shout some variation of, Browen, do you think Nate killed Simon? But one calls out, Browen, is it true you and Nate are romantically involved? I really hope my parents weren't asked the same question. Maeve and I slam the door behind us and duck past the windows into our kitchen. Mom is sitting at the island with a coffee cup between both hands, her face tight with worry. Dad's voice rises in a heated conversation from behind his closed office door. Browen, we need to talk, Mom says. And Maeve floats away upstairs. I sit across from my mother at the kitchen island and meet her tired eyes with a pang. My fault. Obviously, you saw the news, she says. Your father's talking to Robin about what, if anything, this means to you. And in the meantime, we got a lot of questions. When we walked past the zoo out there, some about you and Nate. I can tell she's trying hard to keep her voice neutral. We might have made it difficult for you to talk about whatever relationships you have with the other kids, because from our perspective, the best way to keep you safe was to keep you separate. So maybe you didn't think you could confide in us, but I need you to be straight with me now that Nate's been arrested. Is there something I should know? At first, all I can think is, what's the least amount of information I can provide and still make you understand I need to help Nate? But then she reaches out and squeezes my hand, and it hits me with a stab of guilt how I never used to keep things from her until I cheated in chemistry, and look at how that turned out. So I tell her almost everything, not about bringing Nate into our house or meeting him at Bayview Estates, because I'm pretty sure that'll send us down a bad path, but I explain the late night phone calls, the escape from school motorcycle rides, and yeah, the kissing. My mother is trying so hard to not freak out. I give her a lot of credit. So you're serious about him? She almost chokes on the words. She doesn't want the real answer. Robin's answer, a different question than the ones you're trying to deflect strategy, would work well now. Mom, I understand this is a bizarre situation, and I don't really know Nate, but I don't believe he'd hurt Simon, and he doesn't have anybody looking out for him. He needs a good lawyer, so that's what I'm trying to help with. My phone buzzes with a number I don't recognize, and I grimace as I realize I need to answer it because it's Mrs. McCauley. Hi, this is Browen. Browen, so glad you picked up. This is Lisa Jacoby with the Los Angeles Tri. I hang up, and my face and face my mother again. I'm sorry. I haven't been straight with you after everything you've done for me, but please let me connect Mrs. Macaulay and Eli, okay? My mother massages her temple. Browen, I'm not sure you understand how cavalier you've been. You ignored Robin's advice, and you're lucky it didn't blow up in your face. And it still might, but no, I won't stop you from talking with Nate's mother. This case is messed up enough that everyone involved needs decent counsel. I throw my arms around her, and God, it feels good to just hug my mom for a minute. She sighs when I let go. Let me talk to your father. I don't think a conversation between you two would be productive right now. I couldn't agree more. I'm on my way upstairs when my phone rings again, and my heart leaps when I see a 503 area code. I can't keep the hope out of my voice when I pick up. Hi, this is Browen. Browen. Hello. The voice is low, strained, but clear. It's Ellen Macaulay, Nate's mother. You left me a note. Oh, thank God. Thank God, thank God. She didn't hightail to Oregon in a drug-induced haze. Yes, I did. That is the end of part 1. I will see you guys for part 2. Bye.